nice. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Grunt to Realtor, the YouTube channel. Don't forget at the end of the video to subscribe or comment below whether you like it or not. That way we can keep creating some content and we know exactly what you want and we can bring that content to you.
Like, a lot of people want to, hey, look, I want to be a carpenter, but I'm just going to just go out there and start working as a carpenter and see what happens. You have to hang out with other carpenters. You have to ask questions. You have to, and I think that took a while for me because I was like, nah, I got it. You know, nobody wants to feel like they owe somebody something, but that's the only way to do it. People are the real currency, as we said before, right? And you have to go up to people and be like, hey, man, look, I don't mean to bother, but, if you could just give me some tips, some nuggets. And you'll be surprised, man. Some people will do it, man. And some people will take you by the hand a little bit and be like, look, over here, over there. I want to give a shout out to Eric Williams, a guy that I met at, one of these investment groups. And he was nice enough to invite me to a meetup. And he introduced me to all these people at the meetup. And within minutes after the meetup was over, all those people were like, oh, take my number, take my number. So I have all these phone numbers now. So I would say, I would go out there and you'll be surprised, man. You might have a phone full of amazing people that you can call at any time and say, I need help with creative financing. I need hard money lending or whatever.
You create so many connections. I love that. I love that about being involved in real estate. Is that you create so many connections. I think in the span of time in which I've been a realtor, I've gotten so much connection in terms of different people that can help me with different part of either whether it's a real estate transaction, whether it is with contracting job, whether it is roofing.
Amazing relationships.
It's so much connection. I've never built that before in my life. I was able, and I'm blessed for the opportunity, able to do that. And I love it because of that, because you get to meet so many interesting people that they just kind of like, hey, let's help each other and how we can help the client or you as an investor. How can we help each other to make this deal happen and come through?
And you know what? I think you hit a good point there as well, because there's not a lot of industries that happens, right? You've worked in many different jobs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Previous video, check it out. I worked in so many jobs, right? And there's a lot of industries where people are like, each man for himself, good luck to you. You did the training, right? Good luck. And now you're like by yourself in this new environment and you have to learn on your own and just, which is, nothing wrong with that. You should definitely sharpen your teeth in that. But at the same time, how much easier is it to come into an industry like this and people welcome you and say, hey, look, this is how I did it. Good luck to you. And this is how Sean did it. And I think that's the one thing that differentiates the real estate world with other industries, is because people actually want to help you here.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we would say, you'd be like more like a grunt to investor.
Yeah, grunt to investor. Coming soon.
Coming soon. No. I am coming from the streets and I'm like, hey, Omar, I want to get into real estate investment. Give me some do's and some don'ts on your list of do's and don'ts. I'm not saying these are the holy grails of do's and don'ts, because this is opinion. Everybody's different and every path is different, right?
Yeah.
So what will be your do's and don'ts
for someone who wants to become an investor?
Yeah, somebody that's coming and say, hey, I want to get involved in real estate. Let's say real estate in general. What would be that?
Well, for someone, in the investor side of things, if you're trying to become an investor, what the first thing I would do is I would figure out how to get as much education as possible. Because I think people come in and they're like, man, I see this guy, he has a private jet, Grant Cardone and all these guys, and they're like, okay, I can do that. Let me get in there. Real estate, that's all I got to do. Listen, those guys are well educated. They've been they didn't go to college, some of them, but they read books. They have all these information. They go to all these meetups. So get yourself educated is one of the dues that I would say. I don't, as an investor, I would say, don't think that, like Miguel was saying, that you're going to be a millionaire in 2 days.
Yeah.
Do not go in there with that mindset, because you might make $200 on your first deal, cash flow. That's it. So don't come in there like, oh man, I can retire once I get my first deal. So what you want to do is you want to say, okay, do you really enjoy this process? If you don't enjoy it, I would say find something
Because
else.
it's not for everybody.
It really isn't. I have people that I've told about investing, and they were like, nah, I'm good, because they immediately were like, that process is insane for them. I actually enjoy this, bro. Like, I have fun looking for homes and spending hours just like trying to find the right deal. And obviously, you know, one another do that I would say for investors is learn how to comp, right? Learn how to do your own comp, or reach out to a realtor that's a what do you call it? Investor savvy, right? And say, hey man, can you do comps on this property for me? Someone might even do it for free,
Yeah.
you know?
Because different investments, different type of investment needs a different strategy
Absolutely.
and a different type of comps that you're looking at,
Yeah, not
right?
always going to be the same.
No, yeah, because the strategy, for example, for somebody that's looking to hold is different,
Then someone does,
and you got to run the comps a little bit different than somebody
yeah,
that's looking to do a flip.
yeah. You trying to flip,
So
or you trying, yeah,
so you gotta link with, if you don't know how to do the comps yet,
yeah,
link with somebody that can help you learn how to do the comps, or with a realtor that is willing to assist you along the way with
yeah.
that.
And when it do's and don'ts for to becoming a realtor, mind you, I'm not a realtor, but I do. He can tell you I'm obsessed with research, and I do a lot of research. So when he was telling me that he was going to be a realtor, I was like, okay. So I started doing research for like 3 weeks, just trying to understand that world for my friend. I was like, I just want to, because even though he was going to go to school, I was like, I want to know what he's doing too.
Yeah,
I'm just that type of person. But I think the dues for becoming a realtor are very similar to an investor. Like, hey, learn how to do this. Don't come in there uninformed. I've dealt with several realtors in the process of buying this home, and it was a headache and a half, because some people really, they have the license, but that doesn't mean that they know.
yeah.
And no disrespect to anybody, but
I think if I'm not mistaken,
hmm
Gary Keller said, a doctor goes to school for years, right?
yeah,
It goes to
7 years, I
see
believe, or
eight,
more,
7, 8 years. I mean, I, they go to become a doctor,
just to
right?
become,
And
yeah,
the problem is a lot of people come into real estate and they think that once they go for a month, they all of a
I'm
sudden,
good.
oh, I'm good. And it's like, no, you're dealing with a career. You're dealing with a life changing career
Yeah,
and a business.
and you never stop
So
learning.
you should never stop learning. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
So
that's a huge do. I mean, I think that you are going to find yourself, and I'm sure Miguel would agree, you're going to find yourself in muddy waters if you think that, oh, well, I'm a realtor now. I just need to put on this suit, take a picture, and let's go. People are going to test you, man. These clients, some of them are like me. They do their due diligence. They dig, right? So it would behoove you as a realtor coming up, hey, educate yourself, because these people are going to test you. They're going to be like, oh, well, that's actually incorrect because I looked it up, and
yeah.
you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, no, you don't want to be that guy, and it's a hard business. I mean, it requires. It's not as easy as you think it might be.
Tell
Where
them, tell them,
you get into real estate, and all of a sudden, hey, you're making millions of dollars. That's not
right?
how it works. I mean, there's a lot of what is the Dominican word? Uh, Comiéndote un cable.
Comiendo un cable, biting the cable,
Buying the cable, right?
biting the
So
cable.
Dominicans would say biting the cable.
Is when you're stuck in a bad
Is whenever
situation.
you're in a bad situation,
Right.
So there's a lot of those times, and then you just got to learn how to navigate through. And once
Yeah.
you catch all that knowledge, that's when you start realizing, like, hey,
Right.
you know, and 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 that's what makes it where it's not for everybody.
Right.
Right?
And by no means are we trying to discourage you
Absolutely not.
to go forward with this career path, right? But just keep in mind, hey man, you're servicing the public. You're interacting with people, and it's someone's mother, someone's grandmother. You want to be the best version of you out there, And of course, you're gonna bump into people that are not that way.
Yeah.
You know, I think we can both agree. We've both been in career fields where we met people that we were like, "What are you doing here, bro?
Yeah.
Like, you should not work here."
Yeah.
You know, and no, you know, but don't be that guy. You know, be
Yeah.
better. You know, outperform the rest. Go out there and perform better than everybody. You know?
Yeah, always outperform. You only as strong as your weakest strength, right? That's your weakest link, right? That's in the military. They always tell you. They always tell you that you're always as strong as your weakest link.
Yeah.
So yeah, go out there, get better, outperform. Don't have the right expectations.
Absolutely.
Don't have the expectation that all of a sudden you're gonna become a millionaire. Just by being in real estate for 2 days and making a deal, right?
Yeah, that's not that. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Is it possible? Absolutely, man. I went to a seminar when I was 22 years old, and the guy who was talking on the podium, his name was Les Brown. You know,
Les Brown, yeah.
He said something so deep that I never forgot. He said, "If it's possible for one, it's possible for you." And you go out there, you want to be an investor, you want to be wealthy, you can do this, guys. You want to be the best realtor in whatever city, you can do this. The thing is, understand and make peace with the amount of work that it's going to take and the transformation that you're going to have to go through. I think a lot of people don't understand that. I think people are like, oh, so you were in the Army and, you know, you got this from the Army, you got this benefit from the Army. That's not the best thing we got from the Army. I think the best thing we got was the people we had to become to be able to succeed in there. Like, this was not the person who joined years ago, and this is not the person who joined. We are completely different, and that's the blessing and the gift that we got from the military, because if we didn't go through that process and we didn't become who we are, we wouldn't have nothing right now. I think we would be at zero, and there would be a possibility that somebody might be like, oh, let me give you a hand, but not even close to where we're at. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, understand that. Make peace with that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, everybody, thank you, Omar, for helping me make this video and bringing this message to the community. Always here to help. Definitely, I'm looking forward for a lot more collabs between you and I.
It was fun, man. I had fun.
Yes, absolutely. This Hive Society, go check them out on Instagram. I will be linking their Instagram channel down below on this video.
83. Check us out.
Hive Society 83. You got what's your handle on Instagram?
It's Mr. Nicasio 31.
Mr. Nicasio 31. And on Facebook.
Facebook, we are working on that because we had to shut it down. But we're also working on a website too.
On our website.
We'll bring that to you guys. But I want to say thank you, man, for having me on your show. I think that you're going to go far with this, man. I'm excited for it.
Thank you. All righty. Well, see you guys on the next one. Like I said, go ahead and click the bell button, subscribe.